So the Kansas City Chiefs were defeated by the Philadelphia Eagles last night on February 9th, 2025 in Super Bowl 59. And I'm going to give my thoughts on this and thoughts on how the game went and thoughts after and thoughts going in. Really thought Kansas City was going to win there, but stings. But I'm just going to give my thoughts as a Chiefs fan, NFL fan, and just give all my thoughts on it and thoughts where I see these teams going forward and what I see for the NFL next season. But before we do, if you like sports, editing, and any type of video game, you've come to the right place because that's all I talk about, all I upload about. So I would really appreciate it if you did the subscribe button. So let's get into today's video. So, unless you've been living under a rock, the Chiefs were defeated by the Philadelphia Eagles, and everyone's going crazy about it. But I'm going to give my thoughts on it, and we're going to get right into this. First off, as a Chiefs fan, I am not mad at all. Like, nowhere near mad. I'm not going to be a sore loser. I'm not going to say, the Eagles were playing, they were playing like scumbags. I'm not going to say something like that. The Eagles played phenomenally, and the Chiefs played like terrible. The offensive line could not block, and receivers were catching it like maybe once every 3 drives. They were dropping like everything. The Xavier Worthy was the only guy that seemed to want to play. Mahomes was off until pretty much the late in the fourth quarter is when we started looking like our normal selves, but of course it didn't matter. Philadelphia is a great team, and for the people saying the Chiefs aren't good, like, shut up. I'm not ever going to attack somebody for their favorite team, and I'm never going to trash talk for no reason, but if like people trash talk first, then I'm going to give my opinion and trash talk back. For the people saying the Chiefs are bad, no, they're not. No, they're not. They've made 3 Super Bowls in the last 3 years. They've made 3 consecutive Super Bowls and 7 consecutive AFC championships, and that's amazing. That's immaculate, and they have the best quarterback in the league. I don't care who won MVP, and I don't care who won the Super Bowl. Mahomes is the best quarterback in the league. And anyway, I'm honestly really happy for Saquon Barkley and A.J. Brown. Those are some of my 2 favorite players in the NFL. And I told myself going into this, and I've told a lot of my friends this, even if the Eagles win, there will be a part of me that's happy because I wanted Saquon and A.J. Brown to get a ring, and they did. And I'm stoked about that because Saquon Barkley was getting wasted in New York and injury prone, and then this year goes to the Eagles, balls out, and just does crazy, and then wins a Super Bowl and against the Chiefs. Like, that's really cool. And now we're gonna go to the Chiefs part, the Chiefs fan part of me. I'm disappointed. I'm honestly, like, if you're a sports fan, you're disappointed after any loss, even regular season, Super Bowl, playoffs, even preseason. You're just like, oh man, really wish we would have won that. And this one hurts a little bit more because, 3 consecutive, nobody's done that. We made it all that way, went 15-2, had a good season, and came short. But, I mean, at the same time, there's another part of me that is not disappointed at all because we just went back-to-back, and we made 3 Super Bowls in a row, and we still have a fantastic team and only have to re-sign a couple of players to keep the same roster. And the coaching staff is here for a long time. And sure, things can change in the offseason. I'm not saying that. I'm recording this the day after the Super Bowl, so anything could change. But I'm just saying that from right now, my perspective and my thoughts. And, I mean, if I'm a Chiefs fan, I'm going to be upset, disappointed that we couldn't get it done. You lost in the Super Bowl, so if you're a true sports fan, you should be disappointed, and which I am. But I'm not going to be salty, and I'm not going to be a sore loser towards the Eagles when they played better. They outplayed us. We didn't show up. Honestly, if I think we played to our full potential, it would have been a great game, and we most likely would have won, but who knows because that didn't happen. Like Kanye said, I guess we'll never know.
Everybody want to know what I would do if I didn't win. I guess we'll never know.
For real, though. But, Eagles played phenomenal. Like, every part of them were just good, and we knew this. The year when they played in the Super Bowl before, Super Bowl 57, that Eagles team was unstoppable, and then they didn't show up fully in the fourth quarter in Super Bowl 57. They showed up that whole game, then fell apart in the fourth quarter. Unlike the Chiefs, they fell apart the whole time except for the fourth quarter. And usually that sounds good, but when you're down 35-0, going into the fourth quarter, yeah, that's not good. The final score, if you don't know, was 40-22. And when you hear that, you're like, okay, it sounds more like a blowout towards the end. It was not like that. And if you look at Mahomes' stats, he had 257 passing yards, 3 passing touchdowns, and 2 picks. Besides the picks, that's a great stat line. That's a phenomenal Super Bowl winning stat line. Just it only happened in the second half. If he did that in the first half, we would be Super Bowl champions right now. But instead, it's not. And so that's where we get into phase 2 of my thoughts, is about the refs. And well, I don't know why I did that in quotations, but people were saying Chiefs didn't have the refs on their side this time, and that's why they lost. If you're gonna say that, and if you're gonna get upset over refs, which I get sometimes, I play sports and I've watched sports forever now. I get what you're saying with that, but if you're gonna say that after every Chiefs win, and if you're gonna get that upset, don't watch football. Don't waste your time. That's a waste of your time if you're gonna say that. And I'm gonna be real with that. I will say Chiefs have had favorable calls, but at the same time, if you look back at any sport, the teams that are known for winning, like the Patriots, that happened to them. The Lakers, Celtics back when they won all the time. The Warriors, I remember watching a lot of basketball games and the Warriors would get favorable calls. I will put some up on the screen. The KD out of bounds call that didn't get called. Stuff like that. It happens because they win a lot. So sometimes when refs truly do not see it, which most of the time they do not see it, they're just going to give it to the better team. That's the team that's won more, that has more experience. That's how it works. And it's not biasy. Well, yes, it is, but like not to a level it's not to a level where, okay, Chiefs didn't get the fourth down conversion, flag, boom, first down. That's not where it's at. It's where a lot of people said in the Josh Allen AFC Championship game where he didn't get the first down. From the field angle that they showed, it was clear it looked no first down. But from above the drone camera, it looked questionable. I'm not going to lie. But the refs are on the field, and they called what they thought. And, yes, they reviewed it, and that's just what they thought. And they did the same thing for Tom Brady. And everyone who hates the Chiefs currently and hates their dynasty, the same thing was with Brady. I hated Brady when he was in the NFL. I truly did not like him, especially after he beat us in Super Bowl 55, which we'll get on more later. When he beat us in Super Bowl 55, I was ticked. I hated the guy. Well, not hated, strong word, but you get what I'm saying. I didn't want to see him keep winning. Then when he retired a year later, you'd go back, watch his highlights, hear the stories about him, and you'd be like, dude, that was an incredible player, and he was so good. I'm glad I got to watch him. That's what I am now. I love Tom Brady, and I think he's the GOAT. And now we'll go into phase 3 of my thoughts, the GOAT conversation. People are saying Mahomes is out of the GOAT conversation because he lost his Super Bowl. Then back in 2020, when he lost the Super Bowl, we should have said the same thing. But that's stupid. Tom Brady lost 3 Super Bowls. He lost to Eli Manning and Nick Foles, and yet he's still the greatest quarterback of all time. It doesn't matter who you lose to or how you lose. If you're telling me if I have 10 Super Bowl wins, but I have 2 of the worst Super Bowl losses ever, you're telling me that I'm not a good player? Come on now. Shut up. I'm being real. Just shut up. That's not, no. If Mahomes goes on and wins the same amount of Super Bowls as Brady, I will consider him the GOAT because he's my quarterback, and there's a little bit of bias there. Yes, that's what it is. But for now, Mahomes is not the GOAT. He's a top 5 quarterback, that I will say, and a lot of people will say he's a top 5 quarterback, but Brady's the GOAT. So now let's go on to phase 4, how I'm feeling about the actual game. I know I've gave a bunch of opinions here, and they've kind of rambled on and kept going, which I'm not really trying to do, but I feel like I have to. Just, you got to keep rambling, and this is how, this is my thoughts right now on the game. That's the whole point of this video. The game itself was, Chiefs looked terrible till the fourth quarter. Xavier Worthy, Mahomes, they finally locked in when it didn't matter, which it's okay. It was a little, it sucked in the first 5 minutes, not 5 minutes. In the first probably 2 hours after it was obviously decided Eagles had won. It's really sucked. Not to the level where I'm depressed, gonna cry. I'm not gonna get like that for sports because sports isn't that big of a deal. I may love it and watch it 24/7, but it's not that big of a deal. But it sucked. Truly stung because you make it that far just to lose it, especially when you have the possibility to make history and get a three-peat. That sucks. But now, looking back on it, my team is still good. My team, I still have fun watching them, even though there are some times when I don't enjoy sports because I'm moving on with technology, YouTube, other things like that. And sometimes sports doesn't hit, but sometimes it does. You know what I'm saying? I have a lot of people that can agree on that. A lot of friends, schoolmates, things like that. But after the game, I feel fine. Like right now, I wish we would have won it, of course. That's how you're going to be after a Super Bowl loss, or really any sports loss. You're going to be like, wow, wish we would have won that game. But I'm going to be honest, by Thursday, I'm recording this on Monday. By Thursday, I'm going to forget completely about the Super Bowl, move on, start editing again, making YouTube videos, play basketball, and go to school. I'm going to forget completely about the Super Bowl, to be honest. I just am. And I'm not that mad anymore. Still, once again, wish we would have won. But the Eagles outplayed us. Saquon deserves a ring. I'm glad he got one. And Jalen Hurts, he is a top 5 quarterback. I will say that now, and he deserves Super Bowl MVP. The only thing I guess you could say I'm going to be salty about is the Knicks. They're the Knicks. I mean, the Eagles head coach, Nick Sirianni. I'm not the biggest fan of him. He talks too much to the fans and trash talks too much. You're a head coach. Come on, dude. You're the leader of an NFL team. Cut that out. But I'm not going to be a sore loser or salty towards the Eagles. They completely deserve this one. They showed that they're the best team in the NFL by far. I think if the Lions would have beat the Commanders, they could have possibly lost to the Lions. But honestly, I think the Eagles are just the best team in the NFL. They have the most complete roster, and they just show up when it matters. In 2023, when they lost to the Chiefs, they didn't show up when it mattered, but now they do. You know, you learn from your mistakes. When you lose a Super Bowl, you learn from your mistakes. When you win one, you're happy. And you don't learn from your mistakes, but you learn a lot when winning a Super Bowl. I know Mahomes or Jalen Hurts, one of them said it after one of the losses they had recently. And to me, it was like, yeah, that's really true. I mean, you learn whether you win or lose. But that's really my thoughts. I kind of just wanted to ramble on, just get my thoughts because I know a lot of people, especially MMG, after his Lions the last 2 years have had big losses. He makes videos about them and gives his opinions, and I think his opinions are correct. And I know you guys might not agree with my opinions, and I'm not slandering anybody I'm not being a sore loser or anything like that. I don't want y'all to get that in your heads or think that's what I'm doing. Just giving my opinions because, like, my channel is about sports. This is what I do. This is my content. Chiefs fan, just lost the Super Bowl, so giving my thoughts. Truthfully, the Eagles deserve it. Chiefs sucked during that Super Bowl. I think they could have won. But that's my opinions, and I'm giving a lot of my feedback based off of what I've seen on the media and even in person. That's just my thoughts. And really, I think the Chiefs are going to be fine. I think the Eagles are going to be a great team for the next 5 years. I think the Commanders are a nice young team. I'm going to give all my predictions for the NFL offseason and what's coming next season later on in the summer around June or July. But for now, I'm going to continue my college football series here after I finish my Injustice series. I'm always going to edit my little YouTube shorts, stuff like that. I got one coming out tonight, and hopefully one tomorrow. I think so. But not sure. Still keeping my YouTube channel going with other things, even though the season is over. But yeah, that's just my thoughts on the Super Bowl. And I'm going to be reacting to my playoff predictions because they were pretty bad. I'm going to react to them here in a couple of days. So that's it, and I appreciate y'all for watching. Comment down below how you feel about the Super Bowl, and comment down below your opinion on my opinions. I know that sounds odd. So yeah, I think that's going to be pretty much it. So I appreciate y'all for watching. Like and subscribe, and I'll see y'all later.